Hi guys, postman's bin. So we have a post bag. Description of contents, other educational. I think I know what this is. Feels a bit like a sort of tube in there. I think it might be a Tesla coil kit. One of those cheap Chinese kits. I might be completely wrong, it wouldn't be the first time. Nothing else in there. Oh yes, there we are. I think they call it a Tesla coil speaker or something, because you can plug your audio into it and listen to it play your music. There's loads of videos on YouTube on this subject, so I've created a playlist with lots of links to other people's videos. I just bought it because people keep asking me to make one, and I've kept an eye on eBay, and this one was only £3.48, which seems to be the cheapest I've seen them. You can make them yourself quite easily. Just one transistor, piece of plastic, some wire, battery, a resistor, and that's it. So in that playlist there'll be a few videos on that subject as well. But this one comes with heat sinks for the MOSFETs and that sort of thing. Not a great deal to it. BD243 P75NF75, so that's your two transistors, power transistors. Resistor there, LED, another LED, capacitor there. That's where the tube stands. They've already wound it for you, so you haven't even got to do that. Sits on there. That's your winding, just goes round there once. That's the BD243C. That's the 75N75. A couple of LEDs. Audio in. Power in. A few resistors. And capacitor. And that's it. It shouldn't take very long to put together. The only thing I can't remember is what voltage it needs. I have to look up, have a look at the link. In the video description I'll put the description of the kit, but I don't put the eBay link anymore. I used to put the eBay links, and then people would be asking me 2 or 3 years later, and because the eBay link would have expired by then. So I put the description in, and then you can cut and paste the description, post it into your favourite online supplier, and it should come up with a similar kit. Oh. I've just shown you that. You'll be able to get 40% off if you put that code in, according to that. Right, well that's the post. so maybe I'll better put it together. Up in my workroom, so we'll see if we can put it together. I don't anticipate any problems. Got no instructions, but as far as I can see, looking at the components, they can only go in specific places. Like there's 3 of those resistors, and there's 3 10k resistor locations, and then there's 1 2k resistor, and we've only got 1 other type of resistor, or value of resistor. LEDs, there's 2 slots. The long leg is the positive leg, and it's marked on there positive, so they'll go in that way round. Same on that one. Capacitor there, C2, will be this little capacitor, because we've only got 1 of them, and the other one, C1, is an electrolytic, and again we can see one side of it is greyed out, which should line up with the side of the capacitor that's greyed out. So on the face of it, it should go together quite straightforward. One little question I had, I wasn't entirely sure which end of the coil is the top and which end's the bottom. Now, looking in there, we've got tails, or the tail. That tail's quite short. That one's also quite short, so there doesn't appear to be any difference as to which one's which. If we mount it that way up, it's going looking down clockwise coming up. If we mount it that way up, it's still going clockwise, so it doesn't appear to make any difference which way up we mount it. Probably need to put a bit of hot glue there to hold it in place. There's no mention of how you hold it in place. And then this is the single turn that goes round. It's labelled 1T there. And the question there is, does it go round that way or that way? I've no idea. So I'm going to put it round the same direction as that wire is turning, so that would be that way round. That's the only things that I could find a query with. Soldering iron's heating up back here, hopefully. Yeah, that looks like that's heating up okay. Expect we could hold it in place with a bit of blue tack, we might need that. I looked up the voltage, it says 15 to 24 volts, so I'm going to have to see if I can find a suitable supply. And that should be it. So, we'll start off with our 10k resistors. I forgot to check the camera for focus, so I hope we're okay. I have been reading the instructions and I do know how to lock the focus now, but I haven't done it. Well, let's just do them for a start. Just to get something started. Haven't done any soldering for a little while. Put the fan on, blew the fumes away. Okay, so that's the resistors. Capacitor in there. And that one the right way round in there. Okay. LEDs. I don't know if they're different colours. I've usually got a button cell laying around that I can check them with. But then again, I've got no instructions saying which one should be which anyway, so we'll just put them in. LED's done. Right, these fellas, I do have some white grease to put on them. Didn't come with the kit. So I might just do that if I can find it. I have to look in the drawers. Yeah, I bought it for these Peltier tiles that I was going to do a project with and haven't done yet. Had that for a long time. I don't know if this is necessary. But being as I've got it, I've seen lots of different descriptions of how to put it on. Some people just put it on and let it flatten itself, and some people put it on and carefully layer it. Either way, I'll be doing it wrong, no doubt. Somebody will tell me. So which one's which? This is the 75N75, goes on this side. So that's going to go in there. Don't know if it's necessary to solder the heatsink in place. I think that's just to hold it still, isn't it? It's got no electrical purpose. And because heat sinks suck the heat away. absolutely no idea whether I can find a suitable plug for that. Right, now for the bit. Hang on. Got another LED. There definitely wasn't a space for another LED. Okay. Right, this thing has got to sit there, be soldered in place. So we probably want to warm up the hot glue gun, don't we? While I'm waiting for the hot glue gun, I'll just trim the end off here. Right, bit of hot glue. I've actually pushed the wire through, but I haven't soldered it yet because I want a bit of flexibility. Yep, I think we've got a solder joint there. Now this fella. May need to adjust that, but we'll just solder it as it is now. Put these legs on as well. Good job, we got some spares. On the face of it, that should be it done. I found a 19 volt supply, so it's supposed to be 15 to 24, so we'll give it a try with the 19 volt supply. Right, well, I'll switch it on and see what happens. Oh, we've got a light. Have we got any discharge? No idea. Certainly not getting a glowing plasma discharge from the end of it at the moment, but we do at least get LEDs alight. Right, I've turned the lights out. I'm just going to tease the end of the wire to start the discharge. There we go. Oh, can we see that? Probably not. If I put my hand behind it, can we see that? This is what we're looking at just here. That's interesting. My little snowman over there started reacting to it. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, he is. Right, I'll go and find some light bulbs or something, see if we can get this to light some light bulbs. I'll just zoom in a bit further. It's this tiny little light. Just putting my finger in line with it so you can see it. If I power off, there, gone. Power on. We've obviously not got quite enough power to get it going, but if I put something fairly close to it just to start it. There we go. Now in theory, adjusting that coil would make a difference. Being as this is the first one I've ever done, I'm not that keen on touching it. A lot of the guys you see on YouTube are playing around with them and sparking themselves. Yeah, that stopped it. Really tiny discharge I'm getting there. Yeah, I'll go and see if I can find a light bulb, see if we can light a light bulb. Okay, got the traditional CFL compact fluorescent light. So if I bring it into the right position, I better move the camera out, haven't I? Let's have a light back on as well. So yeah, there we go. At the moment we haven't even got the corona off the top of it. Just the tiniest one. Bring this into the right place. That's what people like to see, isn't it? So, it works. So I'm only using 19 volts on it. It says it can take 24 volts. So I'm probably not using it to its full potential. But there we are, job done. We have made a Tesla coil. I was watching one of the videos and there's quite a lot of debate as to whether it was a Tesla coil or a Slayer exciter. I'm no expert, I'm just going by what was written on the box. It was sold as a Tesla coil. I think if I want to put audio in there, we'll need more power this way to get more of a spark from it, because we're not getting enough discharge. Just before I put it away, I just put my hands near these heat sinks and they are hot, so this is heating up. I've moved the one turn lower down, so when I switch it on now, we're getting a corona straight away. Can you see that? Not terribly exciting, is it? Well, we've moved on a stage now. We've got music. Got my phone plugged into the audio. We're currently playing, or we were, let's turn that back again. Skip with My Creole Band by Jingle Punks. That's from the YouTube audio library. No particular reason for choosing that. Other than the fact I won't get a problem with a copyright strike because it's YouTube's audio library. So it works. So we've got audio and we've got a corona discharge or plasma discharge, and we're working on 19 volts at the moment. Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily, so don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. My second channel, Grandad's Other Channel, is where I put the longer videos with more detail. Then there's my Facebook page, and you can follow me on Twitter. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. And if you fancy some Grandad merchandise, I have 2 shops, one on Redbubble and the other on Cotton Cart. Finally, you can always find more information in the video description.
Thanks again for watching.